Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Did you know today is Wednesday? No, it isn't. It's Thursday, the 19th. But it is Talk Like a Pirate Day today. Did you know that? International Talk Like a Pirate. Arr. Why are Tottenham rubbish? Because they are. So, yeah, happy International Talk Like a Pirate Day. And Play Like a Twat Day, I think, as well. We'll call it that. But it's the members' show. Hope everyone's well. Jimbo, how you doing?
Well, I'm a bit pissed off with you already. You've only just started saying how crap Tottenham are. We won.
We're still crap.
What is wrong with you people? Right? We play really well and we lose. Everybody cries. We play really bad and we win. Everybody cries. Everybody's just a fucking, as Jacob would say, wah wah.
Look, can I first of all say there's no tears, and second of all, can you stop swearing? We've only been on the air for like a minute, and you've already.
Well, everybody should be upbeat. We won.
As Fiona says here, Jim, come on, man, we were absolute crap.
Yeah, and we won.
Yeah, well, Nick, I'll come to you, a reasonable human. How you doing?
Well, as it's Pirates Day, I got a joke here. So, what did the first mate see down the toilet?
I've seen them shits.
The captain's log.
Oh, I thought mine was better.
I thought yours was better as well.
All right, well, anyway, so that's a bit of that. I'm all right. I mean, look, all that mattered yesterday is we won. We probably played better in all the other games than we did last night. 8 changes didn't help. Bit of an Ange masterclass. He had us all. He was sat there going, "Oh, look at all the WhatsApp groups. Look at all the YouTubers. Look at all those clowns. They're going to be going at me, Ange out, blah blah blah." And then a few moments later, bang bang, we win the game. So look, I just think, look, we didn't play well, right? So, but a win's a win, and we're through to the next round. We find out next Wednesday who we're playing. Probably be City or Arsenal, so it'll be kind of irrelevant anyway. But look, we didn't get out. But that is the first. I heard it yesterday. Dan said it yesterday on Football Terrace. That's the first time we've won a Carabao Cup game since 2021. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's not all that bad. But if they could have finished their dinner,
which
then
they did,
we would have been. Oh, it'd have been absolute meltdown.
How many times have we said if we'd have finished our dinner, we would have won? It swings and roundabouts.
All right, Jim. Why are you choosing violence today, mate? It's not like
I don't want all this negativity. I want some upbeat people on here because we won.
Can I just say, Beyond 72 is right. Jim's coming in with this big dick energy. That's what I'm going to call it. Yeah. Might be big dog energy, might be big dick energy, but the whole 5 minutes later, bang, bang, all made me think of the night that I conceived William. I'm not going to lie. It was literally that quick. But anyway, moving swiftly along. Smithy's in the house, been a member for 5 months, said, been informed there's a Richie pick in Oxford. Don't know, but there you go. Big up design. Good to see you. Fiona, good to see you. Rinketic, good to see you. Auntie Kate and Jimbo, please thank Mickey for me. Oh, you got your Richie picture. Good. He was really apologetic because it took him so long to send it out. So I'm delighted you've received it, Lee. I hope you enjoy it, looking at it. But look, we've got 3 members in the back already.
Also, can I say, Kate, before you bring them on, can all those Arsenal fans stop sharing that video of me, please? I'm getting absolute pelters all over X, YouTube, Facebook, everyone messaging me. First of all, I was not turning my back. I was turning to the side. Okay, I was turning to the side, not to the back. So first of all, that's factually incorrect. Second of all, I didn't think a corner was like a penalty. And third of all, if you want to share it, at least give me some of the royalties, please, because you lot are making an absolute fortune out of me, and I'm getting nothing apart from abuse for it. So
there you go. It was a funny video, though. To be fair. I have to say that.
You didn't even know it was me, Kate. It's unbelievable from the first.
Because you're so skinny. It's because you're so skinny, Nick. I did not know who it was. I was literally like, who is this skinny Adonis of a man? And it was you. You know, what can I say?
Careful, Jim's already talking about us running off together. You don't want to start any more rumours.
Jimbo's coming with some real energy today. I don't know what's going on. He must have had a bang on the head. But who have we got in the back? We've got the wonderful Martin Knightsbridge with his gorgeous wall. Martin, how are you?
You right, Martin?
Long time no see.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Good to hear.
Yeah, I know. I've been hiding away from the shite.
What's that, Jim?
Am I? That's because I'm in Spain. It takes a while to get over.
We've also got Rinketic. Rinketic, how are you doing?
No, I'm all right.
All right.
No, I'm actually gonna be the positive one today. We won. Stop effing crying.
Bloody
Yeah,
you sound like the world's falling on you.
No, the thing was like I joked with a friend before the game when the 11 dropped. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch Inter and Man City instead, and then I didn't, and then I watched this game.
Well, we'd like to leave it late. That's all I'm saying. And we've got AJ. AJ, how are you doing?
AJ?
Good afternoons, y'all. How are we doing on such a miserable grey Thursday afternoon? I haven't ended up in the wrong chat, have I? I'm sure it's National Talk Like a Pirate Day today.
AJ, that's a frighteningly good. You should do this for a job.
You've made me all bashful, Kate. You're buttering me up.
We got Captain Birdseye on the panel. It's a little bit freaky, I'm not going to lie, but you know.
You know what AJ sounds like? He sounds like, you know, if you've been to Legoland or to Chessington, like on one of the water rides.
Yeah.
AJ sounds exactly like that person that does the like, oh, me hearties, careful, you're going over the edge now.
He certainly does. But are you well, AJ?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm tired as hell. Haven't slept properly in about 3 days, but never mind.
Yeah, we won.
Yes, we won.
Big up Joey says our worst manager since Gross. Paul G's been a member for 6 months. And yeah, Mystic Kate, I predicted 2-1. I predicted it would be ugly. I got it right again, just saying. Jimbo, I know you said I want to have my say, and I said, well, it's members' show. So, you know, if you want to have your say, I'm going to come to you first. So go on, have your say.
Well, I mean, I was having a float around social media yesterday after the game. And you would think that we lost 7-0. Honestly, it's just like, if we play well and we don't win, right? If we play well and we don't win, everybody cries. If we play bad and we win, everybody cries. It was a terrible performance, but they stuck to it and they battled it out and they got the win. I mean, if you want to see the definition of how to be a Spurs fan, go and watch Ben from We Are Tottenham TV, his video from the game. You know, because it's what football does to you. They were down and they were saying, like, it's a terrible performance. And like 2 minutes from the end of the game, they were all singing, cheering, happy, you know, cuddling each other. And that's what football's about. You know, it's not about winning every game 4-5-0. It's about the journey of it. And yesterday was a tough journey, but we got it over the line. So people should be enjoying it. And if you see the fans that were at the Coventry ground, I mean, they were on top of the world when we won. And that's what it's about. For me, that's what football's about.
Yeah, I agree. But as Joey Barton says, you moaned about Conte's brand of football, Jim, but how have recent performances been different?
Yeah, but if we won, when Conte was here and we won, I was happy. Yeah,
I don't think people aren't happy we won, Jim. I just think that was abysmal.
It was abysmal, okay? Yeah, but have we got to dissect every single bit of it? Just enjoy the win. Enjoy the
Jim,
win.
weren't you worried about the 88 minutes before that goal?
I was sitting there. I was calm.
On the 5 minutes, there was 88.
Kate was sitting opposite to me. I was very calm. I said to her, we'll win this game, and we won it.
I don't remember you saying we'd win it.
I said to you, we'll end up winning it. When we
scored. When we scored, you did.
And we won. It's still like, was I crying? And I mean, To me, football's it's changed so much with the fan bases now. Everything's dissected every single bit, But it's football. It happens. You have a bad game. Sometimes you win. Enjoy it.
I agree with that as
Dissect every
well.
single bit of it.
But Jim, we don't have good games.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna obviously get through to anyone with this, but I just think we should enjoy it. Enjoy the win.
Serious question. Is there no concern? I know you're an optimist, but have you got no concerns at all?
No, I think we turn it around. I think you turn it around, Martin. I do, and
I'd like to think he has, but I don't know. I ain't seen no progress at the minute.
Jim,
And look, let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. If he doesn't turn it round and he gets the sack, we move on, get another manager in, we back the team, right? Well, what can we do? We can't change it. Us getting upset and like crying over it's not going to change the situation. So just if he gets sacked, he gets sacked. I said yesterday. If
No,
they
I totally agree.
him,
I'm not gunning for his head, but trying to look at it realistically, we have a lot of possession for possession's sake. Don't do nothing with it. We don't look like we can score. And as you say, if we could finish our dinner, them first 4 games we could have won easily. Plus last night, but last night there weren't even a chance. They had like 11 to our 2 or something. It was ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? And they're the next ones that he's saying we're all a squad, and if any get injured, we can pop these in. There's a concern.
Yeah, but maybe yesterday he popped in too many. That maybe was the problem. But I just think to myself, I don't know. I'll shut up and you lot talk. Go on.
Jimbo. Like I said earlier, the only positive of last night is Timo Werner got injured.
Yeah, he was abysmal, Timo. But I don't wish him to have a long-term injury.
I do. I hope he never plays for this club ever again and goes.
I don't think he will if he's injured or not. I think that he's going to struggle to get back in, and I think you won't see Foster again for a while either.
Thank God.
We should have seen him anyway.
No.
Was Austin injured? Is Austin injured? Because that was my question. Because
no.
So why after? Because Austin, I didn't think played that badly in pre-season. So why he didn't get to play is beyond me. Because
that time for that game was set in 30 seconds with Foster's thing at the beginning, and I think from then it was just set. Just they weren't going to, the nerves were there, whatever you want to call it. It just started instantly.
But anyway, I've got to go because I'm big time. No, I'm not really. I've got to go because the kids decided that their school has an open evening at 5 o'clock tonight. So let's shut the school early, and then also let's give them tomorrow off.
What? All right, Nick. Thanks for popping on.
If I'm back in time and you're still going, I might come back.
That, Nick.
See you later.
Take care,
Nick. Mate.
Vinketic, I know you was trying to speak there. What was you going to say?
No, Austin ain't injured, and I actually want the Banter to start.
For who to start? Sorry.
Banter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Goalie.
Yeah, anyone other than Forster, he is terrible. He is like a tree trying to go up and down. I mean, he's so slow. But listen, I kind of get what you're saying, Jim, but I can't take a single positive from that game. Not one. Actually, I can. I lie. Spence made Ange look stupid because Spence has been treated like shit by the club, and he came on and he played his heart out. But it was abysmal. And I did a video, as we all know, yesterday saying why I'm Ange in. And I felt at one point last night, I'm going to have to do a video today saying why I'm Ange out. And I'm literally on my last thread now. I don't know how he comes back from here. I don't know where we go from here. And I know it isn't all Ange's fault because sacking him doesn't sort Spurs out in any way. But at the same time, what are we doing? That was an absolute shit show. I mean, AJ, what did you make of it?
Well, let's take some positives, right? We won. A late smash and grab, the biggest robbery I've seen in football in quite some time. By hook or by crook, we left it to the last knock-ins. We won. We're through, right? Hulu was impressive. Maddison played well when he came on. Spence played well. That being said, it was the most disgraceful display of football I have seen from us in I don't know how long. He made far too many changes. We were all saying 2, 3, maybe 4 changes, keep the nucleus of the team, put some youngsters in there hungry. Let's go. Let's be solid. Let's win the match. He didn't do that. He did exactly the same as he did against Fulham. Had changed the team entirely. Some players haven't even played a minute of football. The giant redwood, the lamppost in goal, absolutely ridiculous. What a terrible keeper he is. He's not Premier League level. He's not the Premier League level. He's just not. We had no bite. We were overrun. It wasn't a team that are used to playing together. It was a bunch of strangers whacked on a pitch, hoping that something would come of it. And thanks to Spence, thanks to Kulu, thanks to Brennan Johnson, his job, I think, has been saved, because if you're losing, knowing how important this game was off the back of 2 defeats, knowing how important this game was, if you're going to make wholesale changes and it's going to negatively impact the team to the point where you are clinging on, they could have been out of sight. 3, 4, 5-0. We stuck in there. And it's only because of that I think Ange has got a reprieve. I think had we lost that game, yes, the players were poor when they were on, but the manager has picked them to go out on that pitch. The manager has said, no, go on. It doesn't matter. You guys get on the pitch. I believe in you. He made the wrong decision. That is on Ange. And I think it's only the fact that we won that game that he is not having 75% of the fan base calling for his head.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Martin, do you take anything positive from that game last night?
I don't. I didn't even celebrate. It was just so hard. It was like I think that was as much as I could manifest. Do you know what I mean? It was because you've just been worn down through the 88 minutes, and I love Jim's optimism, and I'd love to be able to watch it through his eyes, because it must be so much better than through mine. But I agree with a lot of what AJ says. I think his job was saved. And I think like last night's performance wasn't us wanting him out. I think that looked like sacking himself, that one, because he didn't change it. We all see that first half and we could all see the problems, and he takes a defender off for a defender. That's not going to change the game. All right, Jed Spence got the goal, but he didn't change the game. I don't think none of them covered themselves in glory. Now, there's 2 ways of looking at it. That these are the ones who are all going to moan that they ain't getting the game time and all that, and he's put 8 of them in. Right, he's made wholesale changes. I don't quite agree with that. I think it should be a blend, but he's put them in. Said, "Well, go on in, show me what you can do," and that's what they could show us. I think that first half, apart from Bergvall, who ended up going back and taking it off the defenders, because I was sick of that Dragusin, Ben Davis, Forster triangle, keep the uppy thing. It was just, and they couldn't even get that right. The passing was off. Just everything was off. And if we can see that, he's a much more knowledgeable man than we are, and he trains them. I know we're passionate, but if we was a neutral watching that game, and let's say it was West Ham, we would be absolutely laughing at them.
Yeah.
Now, so it comes to half time. I think, well, he's going to do 2 or 3 here. And we see the defender, and then he just left Werner on, and you could see it was a problem. You got Marty Moore unzipping his tracksuit, zipping it up. What we're going to learn from last night by playing Werner? Nothing. If you're going to make the wholesale changes to see what these kids can do, then put him in. And I don't know. I was baffled. But last night he just stood on that sideline like that, just looking. He's not even when the camera goes on him. We ain't sitting there watching him all the time, but he's not on him. He's not. He just looks frustrated. Goes, like it don't seem to be proactive. And I said last year it was a free hit, letting all the wholesale changes of everyone coming in, going out, and all this. It was hard for him. But the first 10 games went brilliantly. We all went, ooh. But then the last 32 games or something, so we've won 44 points. Now, that's nearly a full season. That's down 17th, 18th place. Is it good enough? Is it good enough? Like, forget all our Ange in, Ange out. I don't like him. I don't like his Gunno football. I don't like this. That. Just go on the points. You know, forget the performances. If, like Jim says, it don't matter. We won. Let's go on the forget the performances and the players. Look at the points. It ain't good. It ain't good. And it's worrying. You know, I don't think it's all on him. I'm not putting it all on him because I don't think we improved the squad in the summer. We lost Harry Kane last year. We didn't replace him. This year we bought Solanke. But where did we actually improve the 11? I don't think we did at all. And, you know, is that on him? I'm sure he would have wanted more players. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just, it's worrying. You know what I mean? I'm not angry, get Ange out, he's this, he's that. You know, I wanted him to do well. I liked it. I liked the buzz at the beginning, and I'm slowly having it pulled out of me. I haven't worn my Ange t-shirt for ages.
No, nor me. Mine's in the cupboard. Look, I agree with what Potato says. It's kind of what Jim was saying. Feels like moving goalposts when we perform well and don't get the results. It's a results-based business. But when we get a result, we complain about the performance. I get that 100%. However, when you watched that shambolic performance last night, it really was a shambles. And the one change we all wanted to see was Mikey Moore. Let's be fair, because for me, he's the best winger we've got. And he's levels above Werner, and he didn't even get, you know, he started Werner. I don't understand it, Jim. You must agree that this whole Werner thing is baffling.
Yeah, I did say, Kate, a long time ago that I'll back my Werner when he come because he wears the Spurs shirt. But I said I found it a very weird signing. I still can't really get my head around it. Why they bought him back? Because he didn't pull up any trees. It's not like he did all right last season. Some games he helped win some of the games, but he's not a game changer, is he? And so it surprised me that they brought him back and put him on that wages. There must be something behind the scenes to do something else, you know. But look, I have to go by that. Every game that goes by that he plays and he doesn't play well is the less chance he's going to get on the pitch. Like I'm convinced we won't see Foster, like, unless it's desperation after last night because he was woeful. But he is about 110, isn't he? He's been around for far back as I can remember, and I'm 62. So it's a weird one, Werner, and I don't ever want to see him play for us again, you know. But I can't explain it. But look, we've had some good performances this season and not got what we deserved. Last night we deserved nothing and got to go through. So I'm going to take it with open arms and just accept it. And we haven't played terrible this season in any of the games apart from last night. I mean, we haven't. We just haven't been able to put the ball in the back of the net. Last night we played terrible, put the ball back in the net twice and won. So I'll take it all day long. But when you see the fans, when you watch the video, when I watch Ben's video of them at the game, it's fantastic how football gets you up and down, and that's what it's meant to be like for me. It's meant to get you out. You know, you can have downs. What?
I agree with that.
Yeah, every team's going to have downs. I mean, look at City fans last night. When I was flicking through different channels, I saw some City ones as well. And the City fans drew last night. I thought they'd lost. I said to Kate, did City lose? And she said, no, they drew. Crying their eyes out. Absolutely crying their eyes out. And it's
but that's because they've got a winning mentality at their club. So anything other than a win to them is suicidal football. It's as easy as that. AJ, I'll come to you first. Do you think Ange is losing the dressing room?
Something's not right, is it? I mean, you just look at it. He's standing on the touchline. Yeah, absolutely. Just looks vacant. Just there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And you watch the players, and you've got to have, regardless of whether the manager's picked the wrong formation, whether the team haven't played together, you've still got to, as a professional footballer, take pride in your ability and put in a performance. But none of them were. None of them looked like they wanted to play until Spence come on, until Cooley came on, until Maddison came on. There was no energy. There was no incisiveness. There was no hurry. I think something's not quite right. For me, it looks like something's going on or has gone on behind the scenes, because there's nothing from Ange on the touchline. And I'm not talking about him jumping up and down, backflipping. I don't want any of that. But show something. Show something. Show that if the performance isn't there, that you are berating your team, trying to affect change, doing something. And he just isn't doing that. One thing I did want to say is our wingers, we've got them in the team to play wide and attack the fullbacks. Neither one of them, Werner nor Johnson, are good at dribbling with the ball. The only time they are effective, go back and watch the replays, the highlights. Last night's goal from Johnson was case in point. They are only effective when the ball is played in behind and they can use their pace to get in and whip the ball across. That's the only time either of them are effective. Taking their man on and beating them, they don't do it. Mikey Moore could do that. Mikey Moore has done that. He does it. He's done it all throughout his career in the youth team. He's done it pre-season. Give him a chance. As Martin said, we know what we're getting from Werner. Not very much. Give the boy a chance, and then maybe Solanke will have some chances. Because last night he was getting murdered on social media, in group chats. The man didn't have anything. He could have been a beggar on the streets. Like, he had nothing. He wasn't even feeding off scraps. Nothing was created for him. But we can go, oh yeah, Solanke's rubbish because people didn't agree with signing him. So yeah, Solanke's rubbish. He hasn't done anything. He's a striker that needs service. If he's not getting the service, he's not going to contribute, is he? It's as simple as that.
Can I just say a couple of things here? First of all, I want to say to Joey Barton, I didn't say I was flicking through the games. I flicked through YouTube after the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and went on to some different channels just to see what people were saying. But I'm wondering, Kate, if Levy's give him a few games to turn it round. Because he does look very dejected, and he doesn't. AJ used the right word. He looks a bit vacant. So I'm wondering if he's been given a few games to turn it round.
Maybe.
May
what
I
was you going to
say
say, Kitty? Sorry.
So like, okay, I know I joked like last week or 2 weeks ago that I'm better than Ange or whatever, but I was taught like early on, like from my first game, they said to me, during games, don't change the players, let them do the mistake, unless there's like a big mistake. Like, then call them out on it. If not, then just let them like do it and then see them make changes themselves. We haven't seen Ange that also makes me believe the players actually do what he wants, but he ain't working. So I think actually he's gonna try to push this. He's gonna do it over and over again. And that could be an issue, and it could also be something positive. Because if the player do it for a long period enough and it actually works, then it's a plus. But if it doesn't work and the whole season ends up like yesterday, then he's probably gone.
Yeah, I mean, Martin, do you think there's some truth in the fact that Ange may have lost the dressing room? To me, I've got a feeling that there's something not right there.
It looks that way. He's the sort of man that's never going to come out and say that. I think he will stand on it and, but just going on the looks what we see. Them players weren't running out their skin for him last night. I can't believe for 1 minute that was his game plan, to not be able to pass to each other, keep it round the back, But I want to pick up what AJ said with the Johnson and the Werner. Johnson only got through because there was space, but in Ange's system, we don't play with that space. So them chances are 1 in 100 because we don't play that way to have that space. We always remember Sonny running through, this running through, and but now we're all so compact up top, and as soon as they spring, right, as in the Arsenal game, Arsenal got 10 players back, we ran up with 1 or 2. It just, I don't know, there's just something not right. It looks to me that they're not with him. They can come out all they like and say, yeah, we love him. listen, I think we like him as a person, but at the minute, it's not about personality, is it? It's a hard one. But again, that rinse repeat managers and the cycle carries on, and we do what we do. We've had defensive managers, we've had managers who want this. But the only common theme here is upstairs.
Yeah,
you know.
Martin, if he gets sacked tomorrow, who do you think they should go
hang
for?
on, don't go there, Jim. I'm going to go through that in a minute. Don't jump ahead.
Right.
I'll get back to you on that one, Jim. The boss has spoken. But yeah, last night, as I say, what Jim said earlier, the 4 games we've played in the league, we've been in the game. There's a lot of passing, but I think it's a lot of passing and possession with no end product. There's been chances, we haven't taken them. So you've got that there. That ain't on Ange. They ain't taking their chances. They're creating the chances. But Solanke, I feel sorry for him, man, because he's come in. I know it's been a year gap, but he's there to fill Harry Kane's boots. And he ain't getting the service. There was one, I think Johnson run down the wing last night, had space, beat his player, got all the way down there, then stopped, come back. Just ping it across. Just try. You're getting nothing by going backwards. So why not try whipping across? And if no one's there, you can turn around and go, where are you? But when you're not doing it, and then like Solanke was even back defending at one point. You know, it's hard for him. I don't want to jump on him because I think it's unfair on him. But, you know, getting back to the players and just on last night's performance, if you didn't know them, you would look like they ain't playing for him.
Yeah, I agree. Big up, Smithy. Good to see you. And Ange, not Ange, Gray's and Charlison's #1 fan in the house. What's your thoughts on everything that's going on at Spurs at the minute, Smithy?
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to be like Jim, so I'm going to be positive. And I just want to big up Des Buckingham at Oxford United because they're on their route to promotion once again this season. So big up him for getting my city up there. And Tottenham. Did a watch along with Jess last night and I had my hands in my head most of the game, to be honest. It was painful to watch. It was like the North London derby in the stadium. It was woeful. I don't know where we go from here, to be honest.
Do you still have faith in Ange?
I don't want Ange sacked at all. I don't want to keep doing this whole manager thing. All he needs to do is tweak a few tactics. That's it. I know that he says he's not going to, but that's all he needs to do. Timo Werner should never touch a football again, let alone look at a football pitch.
Correct.
And big up Jed Spence. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah, big up Jed Spence. Look, Jim, you touched on it. I think Ange is getting sacked within the next 4 weeks. I think the writing's on the wall. I don't even expect us to beat Brentford at the weekend, so that could be.
I think it's going to be squeaky bum time for him if he loses against Brentford and Man United. I think it's going to be a bit.
Yeah.
So what happens if he wins 4 or 5 on a row?
Then he buys himself time.
Yeah. Maybe he has been told by Levy. You know, you've got so many games to turn it round. But
I think Johnson saved him last night, though.
Yeah, and I'm so pleased for Johnson because I think he's got such a lot of stick, and you know, it's not his fault. He's at a team with higher expectations. It's not his fault that we paid ridiculous money for him. He's just a young kid trying to play the game that he loves. So I'm delighted for him, and I thought he took the finish so well for a kid that's low on confidence. He could have really fluffed that. We've seen it done 1,000 times. So
he was still getting stick last night.
Well, big up to the BJ. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree.
BJ every time.
AJ, I'm going to come to you first on this one. If Ange gets, well, no, let me rephrase that. When Ange gets sacked, who replaces him?
I can answer it straight away. Right.
Oh, God, Lee. Yeah, but I mean, as a permanent coach.
Everyone wants Graham Potter, but I'd rather fucking Harry Potter, to be honest. But
yeah, me too. I don't want Graham Potter. But I'm just interested who
I say stick with Ange. That's what I say.
Okay. AJ, thoughts?
If Ange gets sacked, when Ange gets sacked, As I've said many times before, it really does not matter who we get in, because we get this argument, Ange has got to go because he's doing the same thing time and time again and it doesn't work, so he's got to go. He's out of his depth, doesn't know what he's doing. So the answer is to get another manager in, not back them sufficiently, not give them the players they actually want, give them similar sort of players, them not succeed. 16, 18, 20 months later, sack him, get rid of him. We can't have this. He's doing the same thing over and over again. It's not working. But that's what we're doing with this model of get a manager in, sack him, get a manager in, sack him. At some point, something's got to give. Yeah? How can we be beating Ange with the stickers? Oh, we're doing the same thing time and time again and we're not improving, when as a club, we are getting manager after manager after, and it doesn't matter. We've tried project managers. Guess what? Didn't work. We've tried win now, experienced world-class managers. Guess what? Didn't work. What? There's no other avenue to go down. It didn't work with guaranteed winners, serial winners, people who don't take any crap, who aren't yes men because, you know, they're mavericks. These people still failed under this club. So it doesn't matter who you get in. You could get 3 managers in. You could have double the players on the pitch. Under this club, this ownership, we are going to fail over and over again. We might be lucky and fluke a cup, but under this ownership, all that's going to happen is failure after failure when we keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Something somewhere needs to change.
So who's the manager you pick if we get sacked?
No one. I don't have one, because to me, I don't think it matters. I don't think it's a poison chalice. Nobody that comes in, Jose didn't get the players he wanted. Conte didn't get the players he wanted. They both were very vocal about that. And if Jose Mourinho and his record and Conte and his record aren't going to get the players they want, who the hell is going to do the job and get who they want and succeed? So, in my opinion, it really does not matter.
Oh, Smithy, look at that. That's your Richie picture. That's awesome. I mean, before I come to you, Rinketic, my choice, if
He will be back.
Or should I say, when Ange gets sacked, I would like Thomas Frank. That's who I'm sticking with. Rinketic, have you got anyone in mind who you'd like?
Bobby K and Kuva.
Bobby K and Kuva, bloody hell, it's like having the Chuckle Brothers in charge. Can you imagine?
Why not? Why not?
Give it a go.
Well, they
mate.
couldn't do any worse.
Seriously. Yeah, and Bobby K, he got the experience, so why not?
Yeah.
No, I don't know, to be honest. I was thinking about Almiron the other day, the sporting guy.
Yeah.
But I would also think, like, because that sporting team has a few good players and they have a proper CDM, like Hjulmand, for example, he would probably want like Hjulmand and Gyökeres and others, and that would be like 120 million, and we know the man upstairs probably won't spend that. So that's the issue we have at Spurs. It's like AJ said. You say, and Conte tried, and well.
Yeah. I mean, Martin, Joey said everyone's avoiding the answer, like who they'd have. Is there anyone in your mind who you think could come in and well, there's plenty, I'm sure, that could come in and do a better job, but is there anyone that's available that you think that you would like to see come in?
Box office.
It's it's one of them, right, as everyone said. Whoever comes in, are they going to be given the tools to do the job that we want them to do?
No.
You know, we've been through the last 3 different styles. None of them's worked. My fear is that the last time we were all unified and enjoyed it was Poch. Levy's come out and said it was his biggest mistake. Is he going to bite the bullet and try and persuade him to come back and hope that he can recreate what he did before? Do I want that? I'd love that feeling. Do I think Poch is the man for that? Probably not. But we can all ask for whoever we want. We can ask for all these top managers. But we all know deep down, does it really matter? because the proof's in the pudding, and there ain't no evidence to show that we can turn it around with whatever manager. If we get Potter, we get any of them, does it really matter? I don't know. I really don't know. And that's the worrying part for me. I'd like to stick with Ange for, you know, have a couple of years, 2-3 years, and then build into what he's thinking. But are the fans and the board going to give him that chance? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But can he turn it around like Jim says? I'd like to think he did. When he came in, I was hoping that this would be up now. This is the change. This is the, you know, we've broke the curve. We're going to do this. But as time goes on, we're back down. He's lasted a year like everyone else. After a year, he's done a full season this time rather than half a season. But he's been here no longer than any of the others. And if Jose Mourinho, Poch and Conte and all that can go, he's doing nothing at the minute to stake a claim for him not to be. And it's worrying times. It's not that Ange hate or whatever. It has to look at the top, because that's the only common denominator. We've got rid of all the players that we didn't like, all the dead. Now we've just got another lot. It's just recycling.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I can't answer the question. Joey Barton, no, I can't answer. I'm not dodging it. I just don't have that answer.
I mean, Poch, everyone knows how much I adore Poch, but he's just taken the USA job. Not that I think he wouldn't leave for us, but Jim's kind of convinced me that Poch won't come back. And to be fair, because I love Poch so much, I don't know if I want him to come back and be under the restrictions of Levy again.
Absolutely
because I respect him so much. But like you, Martin, I'm desperate for that feeling again.
Yeah.
I don't see that he would put himself in that position again. He got so close. He gave us Spurs fans the best feeling in recent times, right? We came so close. We were one step away, 2 to 3 players away from getting hold of that brass ring and winning something, competing, genuinely being title contenders. And he was failed by the club. Do we spot a theme here? Managers being failed by the club. Is he really going to come back? I'd love him back. I think he's a great manager. I think he's underrated. But is he really going to put himself in that position again, knowing this time around, when he came into it first time, he didn't know what the score was. As he was going through, he was gradually finding out what the restrictions were, what he could and couldn't do, who he couldn't and couldn't get in. But this time he'd be going in with his eyes open, knowing full well that both his hands and his feet are tied together, and he's expected to do a job and compete with your Cities, your Liverpools and your Arsenals. So I'd love him back, but I don't see him ever coming back. I think he'd be crazy to.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
The US job. Poch took the US job, and he will be there until the World Cup.
Yeah. I mean, Jimbo, I know that you're.
No, Neil, no.
No, we cannot have Thierry Henry come in. Come on. Bloody hell,
he's a mid-manager as well.
I mean, Destiny's put Ange's out of his debt. I'm sure he is with the money he's earning. I shouldn't think he's got any debt.
Jim, obviously, I know you're all. I get the. Do you know what? I get the whole. Let's stick with Ange, because even if we sack him, it doesn't cure Tottenham. Tottenham are broken.
I was just listening to Harry Redknapp, Kate.
They
were just interviewing that, and he said the answer's not sacking Ange. He said that's definitely not the answer. He said they're just going to go in a full circle again. They got to give this guy a chance. But what's his name? They interviewed Les Ferdinand as well, so Les, and he said I don't think a lot of people understand what it's like to go to a lower club in the cup. He said I've done it, and he said it's never an easy game. Very rarely you go to their ground and it's easy. But look, I don't know what the answer is, Kate. If he gets sacked, I'm sure we'll get someone else that everyone won't think is qualified. And we'll be talking about like this in the next year or whatever. I don't know. But I just, I'm going to stick behind Ange and hope he turns it around. If he doesn't, then there's not much we can do, is there? It's only Levy can change it. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know why Levy's in charge of the club. It's never, we're never going to buy in the Ezes of this world. We've seen that now. I said to him, I said to you, everybody on here, that this summer was the summer for Levy for me, and he failed us this summer massively. You know, I'm happy with Gray because he's going to be one for the future, and Bergville one for the future. I mean, when they get settled in, I think we're going to have a couple of really good players there. Odegaard, I think, will be a good player as well. But for the here and now, for us to win trophies now, he's let us down, Levy, and he's let Ange down. You know, he should have brought in one or two top players like Eze.
Yeah, look, I hear what you're saying about Gray but go on, Lee. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Jim's never going to happen.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Why he's here? Here? We're kind of in a catch-22 situation, aren't we? Because he brings the players in, right, that he's brought in. Like I'm going to stick behind Bergville, Odegaard, and Gray, and say that they will be good players for us.
I think Odegaard's sharp.
I like him.
Odegaard.
Yeah, I think that once they bed in and have a bit of experience in the Premier League and playing with different players like Sonny and VDV, and I think that they'll be good players for us. But he's 100% let us down with not buying the big players. And I think now, even me, the most optimistic person on the planet with Spurs, understand that he's never going to do it for us. He's more worried about making money than buying players. But someone said to me, someone said to me the other day, if we get knocked out by Coventry, will Ange get sacked? And I said no. And the reason I said no is because I think that the main thing for Levy is getting up that table. I don't think he cares about us winning.
Things start going wrong when we're not looking like top four in it, Champions League money. That's when things start going wrong.
But he's not. We got to understand, right, that he's not only let us down, but he's let Ange down, and he's let that you can't blame the players. It's all right saying Werner's shit and he'd get out of our club and all that. But look, Tottenham offered him to come and offered him 165. What's he going to do? Say no?
Can I say something, Jim? I don't think Levy cares who he lets down, to be honest. I don't think he really cares.
I think you're right.
Yeah, no one's bigger than him.
Yeah.
But he wants Champions League money, but he ain't prepared to buy the players to make Champions League and be sustainable in it. So if there's anyone to blame, it's himself. You can't just do it on a shoestring. You might get there once and but if you want to be sustainable and be in that top four, you've got to compete. And the way you compete is buying competitive players that can play at that level, not 16-year-old kids from out of Mongolia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The amount of money we pay, paying managers off when we sack them is horrendous.
Well, we worked it out. We've had Ange is the 12th manager since Levy came under ENIC, and we've paid 56 million out in compensation, which is the price of Eze, which is unbelievable, really. But
I mean, when you think about it, Kate, right, I said I'd give him this summer to show us that he cares about the football. He could have made such a difference just buying Eze. Right, it would have changed a few people's minds about him and thought, right, now he's done what he's done for the club. It wouldn't have changed everyone's mind, but at least now he's willing to invest in some big players.
A bit of time, just get one.
He's never cared. I don't think he's ever cared about the football team.
Levy doesn't care about the club. He doesn't care about the fans. The only thing that man cares about is how he can make money and exploit people and milk the absolute ever-loving life out of everything and everyone around him. This is the reason people don't want to do business with him. He's vile. He's a cretin. He is a plague on humanity. And he will not leave this club unless it doesn't matter how much we hate him, how many protests there are. Do you think he looks out the window going, oh, they dislike me? He's probably just chucking another 50 grand on the fire, warming himself up. He couldn't give a crap. He doesn't care. The only way anything changes is if somebody comes in with a monumental buyout and forces him to leave. That's the only way it happens. He is not going to leave this club of his own volition. He is not going to do it. Yeah. He doesn't care what any of us think.
It is.
He's not going.
Can I just say,
it is true. Sorry.
Someone just put
hotels the lot. He's not
Well,
going
someone
anywhere.
just put he spent 400 million. Sorry, Lee. Right.
Yeah.
That's right, mate.
Which now I'm beginning to believe is something that someone said the other day, that he's buying young players to get them into good players and then sell them on. I am very despondent with Levy, because when I feel for the players, and I feel for Ange as well, because I mean it's the players are kind of stuck, aren't they? They get bought, they want to come to Tottenham. It's a big club, they're getting paid a good wage. And Ange is saying they're his players. Are they his players? Has he picked them, or they're on his list? As Kate said, 10th down the line. You know, I don't know. But all I know is I will get behind them no matter what.
I think he
Angus.
chose Werner because he seems to play him all the time.
Angus has hit the nail on the head with his comment, and I think he's right.
The only way you
No big managers ever wants to take the Spurs job, and I'm not even joking right now. A few Spurs friends has asked me, like, if I ever go pro, will I ever take the Spurs job? I said not under Levy. I'd rather go to Angel's club or Ted Bowley's club than work under Levy. My career will end before it starts if I ever work under Levy.
And this is another thing. What someone just put as well, which was so true. He's going to run out of managers.
Who in their right mind is going to go, yeah, that's the job for me,
Kate,
that
you're muted. You're muted.
Is that what Angus? Is that what you agreed with, AJ?
Unfortunately, I agree with Angus there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to run off. I drank that tea so quick I needed a wee. No one wants to see me pee myself on screen.
We do.
But no, you really don't.
Imagine the views.
It's members only. Come on. Come on.
Lee, if she pees, it'll land on your head.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's not go down that perverted route. I kind of look.
May I
this
say
is
something?
the thing. Yeah, of course you can.
So about the Werner thing you guys brought up before, he was forced out of Leipzig. He was forced out. They bought Elmas before Christmas, and he weren't gonna be a striker because they go Lulu and Sheshki and who's the Josef Paulsen, and then like on the wings, he weren't gonna play against the other guys. And so he was forced out. They asked him, like, yeah, how I want to play like Euros. How can I play Euros? Well, you need to play more and get more game time. Oh, well, Spurs wants me. He actually, so the thing with like the team situation, like he used us, and some Spurs fans can't see it, that he actually used us. And the thing with the team, I think, if he actually came here, scored like 50 goals, I'm just saying a random number now, but if he got like 20 assists, 30 goals or something, Mats Ponsi, no. But the thing is, like, he came back, he was good the first season, and then we started to bench him. He didn't play a single minute.
What happened there? Someone else just come in. Oh, I knew he'd be here. Bloody hell. I knew I should have banned him. Big up Bobby K in the house.
Big up Bobby.
Good morning.
Good morning. First of all,
Many bitches are depressing me. I figured I better come in here and bring some sunshine.
First of all, big up Spurs in the Blood for becoming a new member. Absolute legend. Thank you very much. Bobby, look, don't start talking about sunshine. I watched your stream the other day with Kuva.
With his Coventry shirt on, Kate.
I was suicidal after that one.
I was going to say Argentina.
To be fair, though, Kate, Bobby was playing it down the middle.
He was, bless him. I'm only joking. But Bobby, how are you feeling about Spurs?
As well, don't forget. And it's kind of hard for me to argue with Coos. He's just...
It's a sex god. I get it.
This is the Norwegian sex god. Guys, I'm shocked that this conversation is being had. I am so impressed. Ange showed me such great character yesterday. He got to that stadium. He saw how amped up those Coventry fans were. He heard that noise. And he was like, you know what, kids? I know I'm playing the B team, but I don't want you going out there and just smashing them and stealing this hope from these fans, these young children, these families that are here, these grandparents, these mothers and fathers. So I'm not going to come here and crush their spirits. You know what we're going to do? Take it easy. Just let's all just relax. Just go run around a little bit.
Just go run around a little bit, give them hope. You know what? Let them have a goal even. Let them have a goal. Forster, don't move. It's okay. Just do what you normally do anyways. Just plant your ass in the middle. Don't move too much. It's okay. And Ben, everybody knows you can't run, so don't worry. When that guy runs by you, just let him go. It's okay. It's gonna look real. Nobody's gonna know that we're doing this on purpose. And what a master plan it was. And then he turned around and he goes, you know what, guys? Okay, that's enough. We played with them enough. Go, get one quickly. Boom.
Canadian
And
Jim.
then he thought, you know what? Shit, I forgot.
He's American.
I got this guy in net. I can't have him for penalties finish the game off. Boom! Went and finished just like that. And he said, even Sonny, go on. Go out there. You don't need to do much though. Just go run around a little bit. I just want your legs warmed up for Brentford. You know, master class by his point. And what class, what character to say, you know, Coventry fans, you're all here, you're in full voice, you're here to cheer on your club. I'm going to let you have it for 89 minutes. Absolutely fantastic, man. Oh, man, I love this guy. Greatest manager since
The performance were like Edmonton in.
Hey, don't bring
Stanley
up
Cup final,
technicalities and logic into this conversation, okay? Don't be going down that road. It's too early for that shit. It's 7:58 in the morning. I just kicked the kids. Sent my lovelies to school. Gave him a kiss on the forehead and said, don't come home. Come home later. Sheesh.
I mean,
Can I say
Back in the room, Bobby. Come on, back in the room.
Oh, Martin, I miss you too, big guy.
I've had a change of heart. Ange out, Bobby K in.
Yeah, it's too.
Hey,
Well,
Tedek's
I'm
already
talking
been pushing for my hiring. I was on the phone with Levy. I told you guys.
Yeah.
I sent you the message, right? He gave
Yeah,
me a
I
great
saw it.
offer. He gave me a great offer. He said, you come in, we'll pay you over 85 years in installments. It's £100 a week contract. All you have to do is let me pick the team, pick the transfers, pick the subs, tell you which games that we actually want to try to win, tell you which competitions that actually matter, and listen to the medical staff and say what I tell you in full script when you're talking to the media.
See? Job done.
What an offer.
What an offer
What an
indeed.
offer.
Bringing back to reality slightly, and as much as I
that
love,
place sucks.
I know as much as I love
I
the
don't
case,
want to
magical
go
fans,
there. I don't want to
think
go.
I think
Good morning, you
everyone-
all you lovely people here on the panel and all you great people in the chat.
I think it's safe to say we all agree that even if Ange goes, it is rotten at the top, and that look, Levy ain't going anywhere. Let's be fair, and I don't blame him. At the end of the day, he's making
And that's
money
my
hand
issue,
over
Kate.
fist.
This is why I'm not Ange out, because I'm so sick and tired of the merry-go-round. I really am. I'm at the point where, you know what, if he's shit, I'm at the point where I don't think we can do any worse. How do we keep faulting this guy when the impact on the starting 11 was one change? One player changed in our starting 11.
Yeah, this is the thing. And I hear Kuva was saying the other day, we've just got to stick, like we're stuck with Levy, so we've just got to hope for a Poch-like miracle, a manager to come in and defy logic and win us something. And there's such a sad state of affairs. But I think people have really got to come to terms with that. I did say on the terrace, I think we need to understand our place in the food chain. As much as we love to think we're a top team, and I think Poch getting us to the Champions League probably gave us false hope, really, of where we are, because we're a million miles off these top clubs, and we don't invest in the way that other clubs do, like Man City, like Man United. We spend money, but we spend it badly. And kids, like Jimbo just said, they're great because you can sell them on. So I think until Levy goes, nothing's really going to change, and that is just the sad reality of the situation. However, I do also think we should expect more than the crap that we were watching over the last few games. I think
that
they
was
have
painful watch yesterday.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, Bobby, is there someone you'd like to come in?
I'm sorry?
Is there someone you'd like to come in if Ange goes?
I honestly, no. Because I just in 18 months we're doing the same thing again. This is the first time it's finished a season in 5 years.
Yep.
Funny how we all pretty much say the same thing, isn't it? We've all pretty much agreed exactly the same thing, that, and it doesn't matter who you get in. The common denominator, right? Ange apparently is a yes man, out of his depth, loser, shit, doesn't know what he's doing, clown, fool, all of those wonderful, wonderful compliments paid to him. He's a yes man. He's only in the job because he's a yes man. He hasn't won anything, so he's got to be sacked. But are Conte and Mourinho yes men? No, they're not. We've been told they're not. They're definitely not, right? But exactly the same thing has happened to both of them serial winners as is happening to Ange Postecoglou. What is the common denominator? What is the one thing that every manager has had in the last 23, 24 years? What's the one thing they share in common? The ownership of this football club.
Donna Cullen.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I mean, this narrative I find extremely boring. Ange sanctioned every penny of the 400 million spent. Why did he? Because he says so. He's an employee. He would say whatever he's told to say. I don't believe, surely people don't really believe that these players were his first choice. I'm not having it. I'm sure no one can really believe that.
Well,
I think
How much
Timo
did we-
Werner was because he plays him all the time.
Well, I don't think it was his choice, because when he first got him, he said an opportunity was presented to me that was
So
too
who
good
brought
to
him
turn
back?
down. Yeah, but that means probably that Levy said, look, we're going to sign this guy.
Oh, please not.
I think so. I think Werner will
How
sign
much did we sign Gray for?
40 million.
40, 50 million?
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, Man United got Ugarte, who's way better right now for the same price.
Yeah, but Renke,
Yeah.
don't worry about that. Archie Gray's
Like,
worth every penny of that 40 million.
No,
but
the
it's-
thing is, like, Archie Gray could be good in the future and whatever, but if we,
What do you
if
mean could be
Ange
good? He
wants
is
to say,
good.
like, yeah, we want. No,
What
but
was it?
like, if Ange wants to win stuff like right now, then I'd rather have Ugarte, who would make a difference.
But,
That's
That's a good
true.
point.
okay, what was the
For
thinking
the same
behind?
price.
What was the thinking behind bringing Werner back? I don't, either Levy or Ange
That's
or
what
whoever.
I just asked.
I'd
Yeah.
love to know the answer, because it's baffling to me. He's absolutely crap. I mean, I don't ever want to
Worse
see him
than crap.
ever in a Spurs shirt again. He is dreadful. I mean, I don't even know how he's a footballer. Brennan Johnson gets so much hate, but at least he's a kid. He's still developing his game. You know, Timo Werner is.
Timo
is
got 100 goals in Bundesliga.
I
10
just
years
don't
ago?
know how.
10
I
years
just
ago?
don't know
No,
how.
2 years ago. And his 100 goal was a freaking volley from
I
like
hope not.
30 meters out.
Yeah, but he can't score in England. He's shown that.
Can I just say to everybody, right? Harry Kane, right? He scored 5 hat tricks in 39 games, right? And the record for the Bundesliga is 6 hat tricks scored in 400 and something games. So
Jim,
he's
I see that he scored every game that he's played for Bayern Munich so far.
he scored more goals than games he's played. So when he scores his next hat trick, which they reckon could be this weekend coming, he would have absolutely smashed that record to smithereens.
That's why I call him the king.
Just thought I'd say that.
Big up to Liam Bellingham, who says, new subscriber here, like what I'm seeing, like Bobby, he's funny as beep, and that AJ talk sense, some
When
sense.
he is fudge.
Good
And
It's
show.
a
relation
reference
to
to my
Jude.
chocolate.
Any relation to
I mean,
Jude? Can you get
If
him
you're
in?
in relation to Jude, can you put in a word for Spurs, please?
I'm glad, Kate. I'm glad you explained what I didn't know what FAF meant. I was looking at that. I was like, why is Bob fat? I didn't know what fat was.
What?
I'm down with the kids. Don't worry. Coover says he blames Amelia. We could have been doing queries and theories. Yeah, it's all Amelia's fault.
Yeah. Yeah, screw you, Amelia.
You lot are
I'm
just
pretty.
fans
I
of
get away
on-the-ball
with it, just
footy.
like her aunt.
I just
What
want to
does
see
that
us play good football. I want to see us look organised and not be a circus and a joke. And I don't know. I just don't know where we go from here. I literally am. This is one of the times I can say I'm speechless with Spurs. I don't know what to say.
Well, I was
It's-
speechless at the NLD and last night. I feel like a
Yeah.
broken man, to be honest.
Mm.
Yeah, all
mean,
jokes aside, it is a mixed bag because you sit there and you see what was accomplished. A lot of us are screaming for the kids to play. A lot of us are saying no, that they shouldn't. I was one of the ones, we did the pump up on our Tottenham TV, and I said that
Harry
2
Kane,
changes, 3 max is what I was kind of looking at. And
he messed with the team. He messed far too much with the team.
Eight changes, and they look how they were, AJ. They just
It
didn't
was so-
gel. There was no
so-
cohesion. There was no
Exactly.
communication.
So
there was
disjointed.
nothing. There was no link anywhere. It was absolutely frustrating as fudge.
This is the thing. They're all training together, doing the same thing. How can they be so different?
Yeah.
Whether they like it or not, they should see. Fastest all packed the front, or whatever we think about his disjointed tactics, they weren't what he does. So are they training separately? It's baffling to me.
Sorry, Kuba's comment is great.
Spurs make Kate speechless. Bloody hell, we're on the right track after all. Ange in. That's not very nice. Kuba. Look, Mad Ponzi, no one's claimed that we're experts. However, we're all fans, and this is a fan channel. So, we just say it as we see it. And sorry, I know Johnson's not a kid. What I meant was he's still young enough to develop his game. He's never going to be that good. Let's be fair.
I think the reason we call him a kid is
I still think there's a player in Johnson. I said that the whole time.
I do. But mind you, we all know I'm going to change my name to Captain Deluded. I wanted like a nice intro, like Captain Delulu.
You have to play players. You have to play players to their strengths, and running at people is not his strength. It's not Werner's strength. They play in behind.
What changes?
The ball's in behind for them to run onto. That's the only way they are effective. And in this system, that's not what they're utilised as. That's not how they're used. So something's got to change.
Yeah. Look, I wanted to just.
Can I just say something on the Werner thing?
Of course you can.
Right?
He's not a good player, Martin.
No, I know, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit just for the show. We see him from January there. None of us could see what it was. And we're like, right. So what made them think, let's pay this geezer 160 grand a week? Is it purely because there's no transfer fee and he can offset his wages against that? Because I just don't see the sense in it. I can't see that Ange asked for him. Ange is franking it out. And so what is it? Is it just about, numbers and bodies for the sake of it?
Martin, if you add to that, then why did we get rid of Solomon and Brian Hill?
Exactly.
They're on much lower wages than this guy. They're probably both.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make
than
sense.
This guy. And we've already got them. We've paid for them.
How about the numbers thing as well? Like, because Timo also count as a foreigner player. Like, that's also like one less foreigner for us to buy in if we get Timo, for example. So the club must have thought this is a good idea somehow. Because if it weren't an English player, you could be like, oh, it's the English quota or whatever. But he's German.
Yeah, whatever way you look at it, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make business sense. Doesn't make football sense.
He's not a good player.
I personally don't believe, and I know he's come out and said it, and he's a fool for saying it and taking on that sort of responsibility. I don't believe that every player that is at Spurs since Ange has been managing us is his first choice. I think there are players on the list that he said, I want a player, and it's Levy then goes down the list and goes, who is affordable? What deal can we do? Because people will beat us with the stick and beat the club with the stick of, and just had 400 million. He's had this, but has he had the money he wants for the players he needs? If that was true, surely the Eze deal, for which the club and Ange were great admirers of, for 60 million quid, when we've spent 50 on players, 65 on players, surely if the money was just there to back him regardless, the Eze deal would be done, right? But it wasn't done. Why wasn't it done? Because they wanted 50 million up front, too rich for Levy's money. He couldn't come in swinging his dick, claiming to be the big bollocks. He was bent over a barrel. He didn't want that. He enters into negotiations where he can have that big dick energy, act like a big boy, and dictate what happens, how it happens. That wasn't happening with Palace. They didn't have to sell him. And the clause was met, right? And it was a case of, if you want this player, 50 million up front. No, thank you. We'll go away then. So all of this, oh, he's had money. Yes. But you can spend 50 million 100 times, or you can spend the equivalent one time. You know, it still equates to the same. But what are you buying? Are you buying quality, or are you buying quantity?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, just getting to the media thing. I'm just throwing this out there. This is a question, an honest question here. Do you think it's because he's so used to? This is a guy that came from Australia, where people are known to be exceedingly friendly, from Japan, where people are known to be exceedingly friendly, to Scotland, well, maybe not as friendly, but now he's dealing with the English press, you know, who are notorious. And these guys are very good at pushing you into corners and making you say things that might not come out correctly, and then they twist those words and they come up with their own agenda. You think that's a bit of playing into it? Any future music?
Yeah.
But he had like press conference with Celtic during his Champions League run also, and he was never like this.
That's what I'm saying. You look at his previous,
though.
But you look at his previous press conference, everything before. You see how jovial he is, happy is, and it's already like this guy looks like he's been torn apart from the inside, because you see his body language and everything. We see it on the sidelines. We see it in the press conferences now, where you see he's just. The guy's just been kind of beaten down. Like, he looks like he's aged already 10 years. We're the opposite of a youth fountain. Come to Tottenham if you want to age.
Yeah.
This is the place we add 10 years to your life as a fan or a manager.
I love that.
He got levied.
I love that analogy there from Future Music. Well, not analogy, a fact. That stress belt backward is dessert. So get on the cake and everything's better. That is what I'm living my life by. And that is why I will never be skinny. But AJ, I believe you've got a question.
Yeah, and I didn't want to interrupt anyone. I don't like speaking over people. I just wanted to ask, and I'm interested in everybody's opinion in the chat on the panel. Is anybody else concerned? I'm sure it's not just me that's noticed it. I'm sure everyone else has. Ange has this knack of not looking at people when he's speaking to them in his press conferences. Like, people are asking him questions and he's looking away. He's looking at the floor. He's not making eye contact. I find that really odd.
No, he does look at people. He does, AJ. I watched his
very rarely.
Yesterday. I was watching
very rarely
yesterday. The embargo one as well, and he does look at them. He does.
Jim, to be fair, Joey Barton says he looks at the floor and chokes. Very odd behaviour.
Yeah,
I've noticed it. I pointed it out to you.
That's after the game, Kate. It's after the game. But when he's sitting down on his interview before the games and after the games, right, he does look at them. But when he's being interviewed, you know, when they're standing up, I agree then that he doesn't really look at the interviewer. But
he done this at Celtic. What he does, he answers a question, looks down, says what he's saying, and right at the end, he looks at them the whole time they're asking a question, and then he goes to there, answers it, and then at the end he comes back to them. That's
exactly that. That's weird, isn't it? That's weird behaviour.
But is that just the way he is? We can't.
But maybe he's thinking about what he's going to say.
I think he does that cough all the time. I think that's a nervous thing. I don't know. Or a tick, maybe. I don't know. All I know is, well, no, I don't know anything anymore. That's all I know. I wanted to touch on Solanke because I know somebody said about...
Hey, your husband's sitting right here.
What?
It's a shame I want to touch Solanke. Oh, God, it's not our Saturday. I know I'm here, but this is Spot the Ball. Run your channel. Behave yourself, girl.
I know a lot of people are saying Ange has brought in a load of rubbish, but I feel sorry for this guy. I mean, I don't know how he's supposed to score when he's getting zero service. Jimbo, do you still think Solanke is going to come good for Spurs?
Yeah, he's not had a proper run yet, has he? Of course he will. I'm not worried about Solanke. Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
Jose's just arrived.
Or Jose.
They got Jose.
Senor Jose.
Jose, what are you thinking about Spurs after that immense performance last night.
I remember where I was last season when we went out against Fulham.
Yes.
I remember where I was the season before when we went out to Forest 2-0. I remember all the times that we've gone out and how I felt and that. Yesterday we didn't play well, but we bloody won. And to me, I know how I felt with getting a victory yesterday. Even we played badly, but we got a victory, and I remember that. I remember playing better in other ties and going out. And to me, we've got further in the competition this year than what we have since Mourinho left. And that goes some because we've had managers since Mourinho, and we've never won the first, whatever round we've entered, we've never won the first round since
For
Mourinho
years.
left. And now we won yesterday, so I take it. It wasn't the best performance. I can get why people are agitated, but I'm taking the win. And that's what I'm taking out of it. We're into the next round, and that's the positive. That's what I'm going to take from the game.
Oh, it sounds
Yeah.
like you were the problem.
I
Was it?
agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, Jose, what's your thoughts? Am I calling you Jose or Jose?
Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, I thought it was Jose. And as I said it, I thought, am I right in saying that? Sorry.
Then
Blonde
you're
moment.
Jose.
Good afternoon, everyone, by the way. How
yeah,
are
good
you all?
afternoon to you.
Hello, Jose.
Hello.
We've only known him a
Hello.
year.
I know I'm terrible and useless. Look, got people slagging Solanke off in the chat. I get it. I didn't want him. I said he was a one-season wonder. However, I do think we're being a bit harsh judging him so far because, like I say, he's had no service. He's been injured. He's not really had a chance to bed in. Are you still confident, Jose, that Solanke can come good?
Solanke's a good player. He's not had the best of times with getting injured straight away, and he's not had that much game time, so he's got to come up to speed. But from what I saw against Saliba on Sunday, I've never seen anybody bully Saliba like Solanke did.
I
He
said
also
that.
should have scored that goal, Jose.
Yeah, but he bullied Saliba the whole game, and every time the ball went up for a duel, and it's them two in a duel, he outmuscled him, he outdone him in every duel. Saliba. Yeah, we lost the game, but if you're asking me about Solanke, then I've seen enough that we give him service. I see enough that he will score us goals, but we need to give him the service. And yesterday, to be honest, the service was non-existent. He didn't even get snifters because the service just wasn't there. If he gets the service, he'll score goals. And his link-up play is really good. I like his link-up play. He brings the ball down. He invariably, if you lump the ball up long, invariably he's going to bring the ball down, hold it up, play it out to somebody. So to me, yeah, he's still got more to do. He still needs to start scoring the goals, but I do see a good player in Solanke.
Yeah, I agree. Martin, what's your thoughts on Solanke?
I think he's a decent player, and as Jose just said, like the way he played up and backed up Saliba shows us signs. But when you play like last night, he's got no chance. What can you do? You know, we had the Kane and Sonny thing, but they made goals for each other. Kane made them for himself, and Kane made them for Sonny. You take that out, then all them goals are gone. You know, so he ain't getting a service. He ain't doing this. He can be there, and he pressures and he runs around and he puts the press on. But then you look 20 yards, they're all stuck on the halfway line. He's running around on his own. I just think he's going to cop a lot of flack because he's the striker. He's the £65 million man. But at the end of the day, what's he going to do when he's got nothing to do? You know, he can only run around and press so much. But he's got to have the ball. He's got to have service, and he's got to have players around him. And I don't think he's getting any of it.
Yeah.
So at the minute, I think it's unfair to judge him. But you judge the whole team; they come part of that. But to single him out at this minute, I think it's a little bit harsh.
Yeah. Rinketic, any thoughts on Solanke?
I didn't want him at the start. Let's put it this way. I would have gone another way, spent those 60 minutes another way. But I gotta support him now.
Interesting.
Because AS Roma bought Dobbik for 35, for example. But yeah, we have him now, and it's his second game. So we have to try to work it. Like we have to find some kind of solution.
Yeah. Anyone got any concerns about Solanke or think he's going to be the Messiah? Or everyone
I
else?
got major concerns.
What I will
Major
say-
concerns.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, go on,
Have you,
Bob.
Bobby?
No, you have to cut me off. You know me. I'll just keep going. Go, please.
Well, I was going to say I agree with everyone else about Solanke. It's too early to judge him, but I think we had the answer before he even came under the name of Richarlison. So I don't know why we're going.
Biased view.
Oh dear! Don't even go to that. Go on.
Bobby, do you mind if I go next?
Oh, of course not. How can I say no to you? You were like one of the nicest people in the world.
Oh, thank you. Well, it depends on who you ask. Some say I'm an arsehole.
I
Me
do.
too. I've heard that rumor. I get the same thing, AJ. Don't worry.
I would like to know the people in the chat and the people in our fan base that are saying that Solanke's not going to come good after him playing 2 and a bit games. What the lottery numbers are for next week or any week for the next few years, actually, seen
Damn
as
right.
we're into predicting the future. And if you're on attack last night, or was it the first half? Where what minute? What minute was it until we had a shot on goal? And he's our
53rd or
spearhead.
something like that,
Wasn't
wasn't
it?
it?
He is our spearhead, right? He's the focal point of the attack. If we're not having shots, guess what? The ball's not getting to the man that needs to take these shots. If his name was Solankinho, we'd have fans absolutely creaming themselves about how good he is. I have watched game after game after game of him. I've watched highlights. I've watched him. He scores all manner of goals. How many strikers, how many players in the Premier League go toe to toe with Saliba and abuse him? Who I think Saliba is the best, the best defender in the league. How many players go toe to toe and abuse him physically for 45, 50, 60, 70 minutes at any point in a match? Nobody does that to him. Solanke in his first game for us was sharp. He just didn't. He hadn't had a pre-season with us. It was his first game. I think he was trying too hard. He didn't score, but he was in the right places. He was finding himself in room. He was doing the right things against Arsenal. He was effective. He bullied Saliba. What happened? We didn't create enough chances to put him through. Yes, he had an opportunity and he should have done better. But are we saying that Erling Haaland scores every single goal? No, he scores a lot of goals, but does he score every goal? No, he misses. Does Kane score every goal? No, he misses. Strikers miss. Defenders foul. Goalkeepers concede. You are never going to find the most complete, perfect player. They don't exist. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Trying to determine whether or not Solanke is going to be a success based on 2.5 games is ludicrous.
AJ, may I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
So my question for you, AJ, is he actually played for Chelsea. He got kicked out with his head first. And he was at Liverpool and they did the same. Ain't that worrying?
He was a young player. He was a young player trying to... A lot of players... Jamie Vardy, look at where he was when he was younger. Where is he now? He's won a Premier League title. Where did he start?
AJ, to add to that, you got to look at the available players that Liverpool and Chelsea had.
100%. And Kevin De Bruyne, where did Kevin De Bruyne start his career? Was it at Manchester City?
But
Chelsea.
But that's
Chelsea.
another thing, though.
But
Kevin De
and
Bruyne
Salah.
wanted out because he wanted game time.
the point is,
Both Salah and Kevin De Bruyne wanted out because they wanted game time. Solanke stayed because he thought he was good enough, but he got kicked out instead.
But he was a young player.
Solanke was a young player, came from their product from in their Surrey training base, the same as every other young player from Chelsea, and they were given really, really good wages for not being first team players. And in the end, he ended up getting sold to Liverpool. But when he got sold to Liverpool, he was sold to Liverpool because he had potential, because he was still an under 21 when he went to Liverpool. He had potential. And when he went to Liverpool, he was up against Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres, these players that were banging in goals for fun season in, season out, he was never going to get in the team. He learnt from them. At Chelsea, he had people, I don't know, you can go back to Drogba, Shevchenko, all these other players. Yeah, he was never going to get in the team at Chelsea. Now, he got his move to Liverpool on the promise that he was going to become something. Never got a look in because of the players that they got, and then took his leave and went to Bournemouth. And at Bournemouth is where he's carved himself into what he is so far as a player. So there's no hype. He's built himself to be the player he is whilst he's been at Bournemouth. Now we've taken that punt on him because we believe that we can take him to the next level. And that's why we've purchased him, because we feel that we can take him to the next level. But he had no chance whatsoever. None whatsoever at Chelsea or at Liverpool.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
I will say Joey Barton asked a question. Where is it? Who thinks Solanke will score more than 15 goals this season, and do you want to bet on it? Jim, will he score 15 goals this season?
Is that in all competitions?
I'm not sure, Joey. Is that in all competitions?
He just put 15 goals, Jim. Don't
15.
don't add the small print. He didn't put the small print.
15 goals.
Yeah, I say he'd get 15.
Okay.
If he stays fit, yes.
Yeah, assuming he stays fit, Martin.
Yes, if he stays fit, then yes, I say he'd get 15 in all competitions.
With
He's
Tottenham's medical
got
staff.
to get 15, surely. It ain't a massive target, is it? Come on.
Yeah, he put all comps.
Richie got 13 last season, and he missed half of it.
Yeah, Richie's shit. Bobby.
Whoa.
Bobby, Solanke, 15 goals. What do you think?
I'd say yes to both questions.
Ooh.
Okay.
Just watch how much you bet, Joey. I got kids to feed. These little shits are getting bigger and they're more expensive to feed now. One's moved out and feeding himself, and I still magically have to pay for that. I don't know how that works.
Rinketti, what do you think?
15 in all competitions sounds good.
Yeah.
If that's like the minimum, yes. So.
Yeah. AJ.
I already said many times I fancy him to get somewhere between 15 and 20 goals in all competitions this season. I think he's a decent player. He fits the system, but we need to be putting him in a position where he's going to score these goals. We need to be providing him, because
the ball,
doesn't matter how good you are, if you're not getting the ball, which he hasn't. He's not. You can't score if you don't have the ball. You can't. Nobody can. Not Messi, not Ronaldo. Nobody. Give him the ball. Give him chance.
Yeah, we know that. But did you want to take the bet?
I'll take the bet.
I'll take it. Joey wrote afterwards. He put something saying, "Let's go.
Yeah,
how much can you afford to lose?" Joey, let's do it this way. I'm assuming you're based in England. I'm over here, so obviously physically meeting and paying for each other's meal is not a bet option. So either we can do just a simple PayPal thing, either £10 or $20 Canadian, or the loser has to donate £10 to the winner's charity or something like that. I'm good with that, buddy. You set the terms, my man.
Yeah, do it for the bench. Charity.
Yep, I'm good.
There you go.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Donate towards Mickey.
Lee, 15.
Sorry?
Solanke, can he score 15 goals?
I said yeah, if he stays fit.
Right. Okay. And Jose, I think I know your answer.
By Christmas.
Hey!
He's not
I love Jose. See, this is why I love Jose. He makes me look sane.
Carabao Cup. You've got UEFA. You've got the Europa League. If he gets given the game time in them because he's not played, he'll score goals. But you've got
who's betting here, Kate?
But you've got to feed him.
Look, I think Solanke will score at least 15. I think he's not levels above Richie by any means, but I think he's slightly an improvement on Richie. And if Richie can get 13 or 14, whatever he got.
Blasphemy.
Sorry, Lee, then I think Solanke good. He's got the strength. But you know what his biggest thing is? He's not always bloody injured.
Well, he played one game and he was out injured.
Do you know what?
Welcome to Tottenham. Welcome to Tottenham.
We got a
managers come here, they come in happy, youthful looking.
We got a blessing and we
with
got a
bags
curse
and
last
white
night.
beards.
We got a blessing and we got a curse last night in Werner and Odegaard getting injured, because it just means that we've got less numbers now to rotate up front. Mikey Moore needs to now come in and be given game time to be one of the rotational players.
I don't think he's going to play him.
But to be a rotational player, right?
Oh.
But we also need Richarlison fit to become a rotational player as well. And then and we also need Will
He's working on it,
Lancashire.
Jose.
We also need Will Lancashire to come back and be fit and become a rotational player, because the rotational player means you've got 3 in, 3 out. And at the moment, we ain't got 3 in, 3 out. We've got 3 in that we can put in there if we don't want to move Kulu back to the right. You've got Son, Solanke, and Johnson. Mikey Moore definitely has got to come in as rotational, but we need the other 2 players to get fit as well, because we don't know how long Odegaard and Werner are going to be out for.
Odegaard, hopefully not long, but it looks like he's hamstring, doesn't it?
I don't know, because they leave it a couple of days, don't they, before they go and do the old tests on them and all that, and we find out what's actually happening. I don't know whether we'll know by tomorrow or even early next week what's happened to them.
Werner, hopefully for the rest of the time, but.
Well, what happens if Werner is injured for a big chunk, right? Let's say he's had a tear or something, and they say he's going to be out for 4 months. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Do we send him back? Does he go back to his parent club?
Yes.
Well,
Can we even do
we
that?
wouldn't miss him, would we? We wouldn't miss him on the pitch. Let's just say that.
Can we even do that? Isn't that dependent on the parent club recalling him? I think they've got to recall him rather than we want to send him back.
Yeah, but because they're a parent club, normally someone gets injured for a period of time, you send them back, don't you? So they recover at the parent club.
I suppose it depends on how valuable an asset they think he is. If they value him, they're going to want to make sure their medical staff, if it's a bad injury, they're going to want to make sure he's cared for by their medical staff and not relying on somebody else. Because let's face it, I mean, I don't know who Tottenham are employing as their medical staff, but it's not good.
Blue Cross bets, I think, mate.
Okay, are you making notes of the bets?
Yeah.
So that's me, Bobby, and Renketic for 20 each.
Yeah, Bob Jimbo as well, Joey. Look, I think for me,
what's that?
Big respect to Joey for that. My man just threw down and said, £500. I'll take anybody's bets on. I gotta respect the man that puts his money where his mouth is. So big shout out to Joey Barton for that one, and it's for charity too. So good on you, man.
also
Really
Joey
respect.
Barton, I think £300 away from hitting the £1,800 needed to get the bench. We're giving it to the end of this this month because the friend of ours that killed himself, actually, it was his anniversary of his death the other day, and we've spoken to his family, and they're going to have the bench dedicated to him, so that when people sit on the bench and they scan the QR code, all the photos will come up of Richard and his life and his kids and everything else. So we're still got the page open. I'll put the link in the chat in case anyone wants to give anything for it to get us to the £1,800. But obviously, if we don't hit the 1,800, it still will happen. But I would love to be able to have the full money to be able to say to Mickey, it's done. There's the money for the bench. So thanks to everyone who's already donated, of course. It's much appreciated. But as a top up, I'll donate another £50 to the bench if he scores more than 15. What a legend. Thank you, Joey. Mickey will love that. So thank you very much.
Joe, you just made my morning, buddy. It's 8:30 in the morning here, and you put a smile on my face, man. Good man.
Exactly that. What I wanted to just ask is, Jimbo, I know we've got our prediction show tomorrow, but are you confident going into the Brentford game?
Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. Look, we haven't played bad the first 4 games, right? We've not been able to finish. Not like we haven't had chances, and the keepers have done some good saves as well. I mean, we could have been 1 up against Arsenal in the first 5-10 minutes when Kulu had his shot. But look, I'm not despondent at all. Last night wasn't good, right? It was 8 changes last night. Yep. So I expected it to be in a bit of disarray. I thought they would have done better than what they did. I expected it to be a little bit of a disarray to begin with, in the first half hour. But it went on a bit longer than that. But the league form isn't as bad as it looks. I think a lot of the meltdowns are uncalled for. So yeah, I'm expecting. We're at home against Brentford, right?
Meltdowns and never
yes.
stop.
Yeah, I'm expecting us to win. Yeah, 100%. I'm expecting us to win, and that should look. Even though it was a scrappy win last night, a win builds confidence. So I think if we'd have lost last night, I think they were. I might be speaking a little bit different, but probably not because it's me. But I'm expecting to win. Yeah, 100%. I'm expecting to win.
There you go. Martin, how are you feeling about Brentford?
I think we'll win. And I think if Ange can't see that his job ain't on the line and he needs to pull something out the bag, just on that basis, I'd like to think we'd win. I agree with Jim that the win does breed confidence, but the performance has got to be better. And as I say, in the 4 league games, I don't think we've played bad. We just ain't, apart from the Everton game, we ain't put the ball in the back of the net. If we do that, then I think we win. But they have to start playing and start, finishing these chances that we're getting in and around and creating. So, yeah, come on, I'm with Jim this one. We're going to win.
Yeah. Did you read
It
what Joey said?
4-0, 5-0, but I think we'll win.
Bobby, what about yourself?
Sorry, I was busy losing a lung. What was the question?
How are you feeling about the Brentford game? Will we win?
Oh, geez, come on. After that brilliant display, that masterclass from our manager yesterday, he's going to be picking apart Brentford for a laugh now. But I have a feeling he'll change tactics with this one. He's not going to tell the boys to do it in the 90th minute. I have a feeling we'll have to start early with this one. All jokes aside, Brentford are not an easy squad. We've had issues with them over the years, regardless who the manager or the squad is, it seems. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I can see us hopefully this happening and this win will propel us into greater things and hopefully light a fire. It's hard to say, though, because you see how a lot of the players and even Ange looked dejected even after the win yesterday, which is kind of sad. But I'm still going to go with I'm going to take a KG Kate prediction with a 2-1 win.
Excellent.
I got the other one, Joey. We're all good, buddy.
Um,
Who needs both lungs?
Yeah, don't be greedy.
Yes.
Rinketic, what about yourself?
That's you.
Is he muted? Or
I was muted.
Hello.
I was muted. 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
I think
Ooh.
Food him.
I think Mbuemo. Yeah, I think Mbuemo could cause us a lot of problems.
Yeah. I hear you. AJ, what about yourself?
It's going to be a very difficult match. They're a tough side. They've got pace that can hurt us, but we're going to have somewhat of our normal team back. We're not going to have a ragtag bunch of players just thrown together for a game, for 90 minutes. So I'm confident. I think starting on the bench did Maddison the world of good. When he came on, he looked more incisive with his passing than I've seen him so far this season. Kulu, yet again, he just needs to be playing in that middle. He needs to keep playing in the middle. He's a danger. So I think 2-1.
Okay. Smithy Smithstus, what do you think?
3-0 Oxford. Sorry, wrong team. Brentford are never easy, but I can't bet an opposition to ever beat us, so I'm going 2-1.
Okay. And
But I don't think it's going to be easy, to be honest.
No. Whatever is. What about yourself, Jose?
On paper, we're world champions. And I said this on my stream yesterday. On paper, we're world champions. We've got most possession. We limit teams on their chances, but their teams only seem to have 1 or 2 chances, and they'll score from it. But we limit teams. We create chances. Everything on paper is absolutely brilliant. We're world champions, but it's 3 points that matters. You've got to start picking up 3 points and consistently. I'm going for because I do a prediction show. I'm not going to give away my score, but I'm going for a Tottenham win. For definite.
Okay. Big up to my niece Amelia, who's in the house. Love you. I'm just going to say that now. Love you lots and lots. Look, I am Mystic Kate. My
Cuba
predictions
doesn't like her anymore, though. Just saying,
No,
no, just so you know, if you go back in the show, you'll see why I'm muted.
I am Mystic Kate at the minute, and I'm afraid to say I have made my prediction, and I predict us to score 1 goal. But I also predict Brentford to score 2 goals. So I am going for a loss, and I am going for Ange to get the tin tack because of that loss. I've just got no faith in us beating Brentford with their likes of Mbeumo, who is just incredible. So I'm sorry to be negative Nancy and miserable Moo, but that is my prediction for the Brentford game.
What's your prediction, Kate? What's your prediction?
Tottenham 1, Brentford 2.
No.
Sorry.
Brentford ain't scoring on Saturday.
Oh, I love a clean sheet.
It's a clean sheet Saturday.
Massive respect and love, as always, to Kuva, who shared the charity on his Twitter, chipped in with £20 in memory of one of our own, Andrew Bailey, who tragically took his own life last year. I may have been the last person to talk to him. I did not know that happened, Kuva, but I appreciate that so much. And yeah, look, as Mickey says, if it saves one life putting these benches, he's already applied to Tottenham to ask for a bench outside the stadium. He's got 2 going up in St James's Park. He's hoping to get 1 in Buckingham Palace, in Regent's Park. The charity is flying at the minute. So every time a bench is laid, it is a massive achievement for them all. So thank you so much, Kuva.
Will Levy let him do that?
Well, we'll see. But if he doesn't, then that needs to be shared publicly, because that's a disgrace.
Well, they didn't let Pleat. They didn't let Pleat sell his book to raise money for charity, so I don't see them letting them put a bench outside their lovely, shiny, all-purpose stadium.
I think
they will.
Yeah,
I think they will.
They've changed their mind on Pleat. They've allowed Pleat now to have a day at Tottenham.
Yeah, but Jose, that was after complete embarrassment and media backlash.
That's correct. That's correct, Bobby.
But that's what it took. That's how disgusting and shameful for them not to even have the ethics to say that we should be supporting this right from the get-go. It's absolutely shameful.
Mate, I'm in agreement with you. But I'm saying because of everything that's happened, they've now reverted.
The pressure was put on,
he can have a day at Tottenham.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. Was that true? 3 clean sheets in 40 games?
Yes.
Wasn't it 4 and 47 or something? Or 4 and 37?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, to say that you can't see, Jose, I love you to bits, but to say you can't see Brentford scoring, I mean, Everton are absolutely diabolical, but they nearly scored, and I think Brentford are a far better team than Everton. I cannot see us keeping a clean sheet. It'd be like asking a hooker to keep a clean sheet. As far as
wait till you see their team sheet. Wait till you see their team sheet on Saturday.
But I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that we win, but I just don't think we will.
You guys are aware that Vissa is now out for 2 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Vissa, the one that's in my fantasy team.
Right. They've got Thiago. Thiago's already out. The only thought that they've got left is Mbeumo, and they won't play him down the middle. They'll play that. But
I never underestimate Thomas Frank.
Keane Lewis Potter I think they'll play him up front to help Mbeumo out. I just don't see them scoring Saturday. Personally.
I would love Thomas Frank to come to Spurs. I think he's a fantastic, underrated manager.
But another one that will get fucked over.
Yeah, again. But then you've got to say as well, we had a very second-rate Coventry side yesterday with their best players on the bench, and they scored against us. So we'll see. Kuva's saying, changing the subject again, my offer is open to everyone. If you ever reach that point where you need help, I'm there. If you need a friendly ear just to listen, I have a long list of contacts that may help. Big up, Kuva Bear. That's the same for us. We'll
This guy has been at the end of every phone call I've made when I've been feeling down in the last year and a half. And he's never not picked up. Or if he hasn't, I get a call back within 90 seconds. Kuva, that's why I absolutely adore you. You are just honestly, I'm gonna get emotional if I keep going on, so I'm gonna stop quickly. But you don't know what you've done and how you've been there for me, man. I absolutely adore you. I love you, man.
Oh, I'm getting
Top man.
emotional with the romance going on here. But no, seriously, Jimbo and I always say it. We've had people reach out to us confidentially from people from the site that are struggling. Listen, there's always somebody there. Our email address is on the channel description, and we will always reply to anyone or give my number. You know, once we've spoke, it's fine. I just hate the thought of anyone feeling like they're on their own, because you're really not. We all argue on YouTube and there's drama on YouTube. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. We've all got feelings and we all want the best for Spurs, no matter how we might put it across. We all want Spurs to be successful. So Joey says, I love that people on social media, are there for one another. I was thinking of something rude when I saw S&M. However, I've been on the brink a few times, and taking that step to talk to someone, even if you don't know them, is the hardest thing to do. Yep, I completely agree.
She was just asking how to at people and stuff. So
okay, and Liam saying this is a wonderful stream, kind-hearted people. Big up, Liam. I'm glad you decided to join us. Hopefully, you might come on a member
welcome
show.
to our little family, Liam.
Exactly.
I still want to know the verdict on Jude, though.
Yeah,
He's give him a minute. He's still finding out.
We'd be lucky to get Liam. I don't know about the other one.
Look, thanks to Spurs in the Blood for being a new member, Paul G for being a member for 6 months, and Smithy Smithster being a member for 5 months. Please go over and sub to Jose. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Jose over at Eltel Cockerell. Get him up to 1,000 subs, because he really should be there already. And Bobby K, 3 Spurs boys with Kuva and the boys, smashed through 1,000 subs. Smashed through it this week, just tore through it.
The problem with that, Kate, is that a lot of them are trolls that came out from under a bridge somewhere. So. Careful what you wish for, folks, when you're growing your channel.
The thing is, you know what, Bobby? Now you've hit that 1,000 subs, I'm happy to have you on my channel.
Well, I know that's why you sent me the message saying you can come on now. By the way, here's the link. Now that you've hit 1,000.
There you go. Big up, Joey. Good to see you. Take care, and hope to speak to you soon. Kuva99 on Twitter. Otherwise, most people know me around the community, can reach me on WhatsApp. Yeah, everyone knows Kuva. Or you'll find his phone number in most phone boxes and on the toilets in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So if you do
I
want
have
to get
printed on the back of my car for a good time called Coobs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Martin, it's been lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, so thank you for coming on as always. Bobby, always a pleasure. Rinketic, always a pleasure. AJ, always a pleasure. Lee, always a pleasure. Jose, even though I keep getting your name wrong, always a pleasure. And Jimbo, I don't need to say anything to you, do I? You're just always here, like a bad smell.
Jim.
Big up, Jim.
He knows I love him, really.
One of better roses.
Look, at the end of the day, everyone, just remember, it is only football. Try not to let it get you down. There's more important things in the world, and this is completely out of our control. So, look, let's just smile. And as Future Music said, stressed is actually spelt backwards dessert. So when in doubt, have some cake, trifle, bit of cheesecake, whatever you fancy does you good. Jimbo, I'm going to let you finish the show as only you know how, but join me tonight on the Football Terrace at 5, and we'll be back tomorrow at 12.
Well, I just want to say a big thank you to Kuba for what he done there, and putting himself out there so people can reach him. And I might take him up on that offer if they sack Ange. So I might be the first phone call. So, but all you doubters out there about Ange, give your fucking head a wobble, because we're going to go and beat Brentford, and then we're going to go and beat the team after, I think it's United, and we're going to go on a run of 10 fucking games, and you're all going to be in the mud. So come on, you fucking Spurs, we love you.
Come on.